This is homework set 32, questions 6, 7, and 8. Question 6 asks us to graph that quadratic right here that you can see opens downward. All right, let's get the x-coordinate of the vertex here. So the x-coordinate we know is negative b over 2a. Now, here's our equation. Y equals negative 1x squared plus 0x plus 3. So a is equal to the coefficient of the squared term, negative 1. B is the coefficient of the linear term, that's 0. We don't need the c. So the x component, the x-coordinate, is going to be negative b over 2a. So how about negative b, now b is 0, over 2 times negative 1. So that's just 0. Right? So the x component is 0. Now, get y. We need to get the y component. So to get y, use the equation. Y is equal to negative x squared plus 3. So that'll give us y is, now, x is 0. So that just gives us y is 3. So here's the vertex. The vertex is at 0, 3. Plot that point. So 0, 3, right there. And now I'm just going to get a few other points. I know this opens downward, right? It opens downward because I got that negative. So do what parabolas do. They do this. They start the vertex. Now this goes down. So if I go to horizontal 1, here's what I'm doing. I'm getting basically y equals x squared. That means that the vertical is equal to the horizontal squared. So if I make a horizontal movement and square it, that'll tell me the corresponding vertical move. So over here on my graph now, if I move horizontally to the one unit either direction, 1 squared is 1, but I'm going down. So I'm going to use this as over 1, down 1, over 1, down 1. Now, go over 2. So if I went over 2 to the left, square it, down 4. All right, down 4 puts me here. Over 2, down 4. And then to the right, 2, down 4 puts me over here. And I might have room for another one. If I went over 3, down 3 squared is 9. So I think that's down here if I'm counting correctly. And down here. All right, let's pass a curve through those points. That should be it. Question 7 says, for this equation right here, find the coordinates of the vertex and indicate whether the vertex is the lowest point on the graph or the highest point on the graph. So let's use our formula for the vertex here. We can get x is equal to negative b over 2a. Now, this is going to be negative b. b is 2, so I'll get negative 2 over 2a. a is 1. So I'll get negative 2 over 2. I get negative 1 out of here. Now, get the y. All right, so I need to get y. And y is equal to x squared plus 2x minus 15. So y is equal to x squared, but x is negative 1 squared, plus 2 times negative 1 minus 15. So y is equal to 1 minus 2 minus 15. Y is 1 minus 2 is negative 1 minus 15. Y is equal to negative 16. So I'm going to claim that the vertex is here at the x-coordinate was negative 1. The y-coordinate is negative 16. And because that leading coefficient is positive, I'm going to say this is the lowest point on the graph. Question 8. This is pretty much like question 7. For this equation right here, find the vertex and then say if it's the lowest or highest point on the graph. Well, right away, I know it's going to be the highest point because you see that negative right there? That coefficient of the x squared is negative. So this parabola opens downward. So this vertex is going to be the highest point. Now, I'm going to use the coordinate form here. So x is equal to negative b over 2a. Now, this is going to be negative b, so it's going to be negative 4 over 2 times negative 1, right? Do you see it? A is negative 1, b is negative 4, c is 12. That comes from ax squared plus bx plus e, the general form. So a is negative 1, b is negative 4. Oh, negative 4, right? Lucky thing I was looking at that. So let me get rid of that. So it's negative 4. So this is going to give us now positive 4 over negative 2, which is negative 2. Now, we need to get y. So y I can get by putting into that equation. It is x squared plus 2x minus 15. So y will equal, all right, x was negative 2 squared plus 2 times negative 2 minus 15. Y is equal to 4 minus 15. So y is just negative 15. So here's the vertex. The vertex is to the left 2, down 15, and because the curve looks like this, and I know it looks like this, opening downward because of that, wrong one. How about this one? It's negative. So this curve opens downward. So I'm going to say that this is the highest point on the graph. Question 9. Lamont wants to fence 3 sides of a rectangular exercise yard for his dog. The 4th side will be the side of the house. So I'll draw this in a minute. Matter of fact, I'm going to draw this right now. All right, so maybe he's got something like this. Here's the house, right? That's the side of the house. And then what he wants to do is put a fence, rectangular fence, like this. Now here's what he's got. He's got 100 feet of fence. So he's got 100 feet to go around like this. These 2 sides, this side, and this length. So 100 feet here. And the dimensions, well, okay, he wants to maximize the area. Okay, he wants to maximize area. And that brings to an end these 3 questions on homework set 32.